659, Justice for Tyrone West and Justice for all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all you.
Thank you, my queen. Just like my sister just said, this is West Wednesday, 6:59. Tonight we don't have any special guests, but we do have special announcements and just things in general to talk about. So if you stay tuned, like we always play the awful, and I will say awful, video of one of the first people that start alive with my brother Tyrone West. We'll be right back. So mic check.
Mic check.
Can't stop. Won't stop. Till killer cops or in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No.
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one. Concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up. No.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly. Picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, I said, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the law?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get it up.
To profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Do me a favor, take out your keys.
Yeah, you can record me. For what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call the supervisor? I'm about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardes Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 to 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they could never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Awesome. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for taking their time, joining us tonight, because we know that you guys could have been doing anything with your family and just doing things, but to be here tonight, viewing us online, it means the world to me. It's priceless. So just want to say just want to say that I'm so thankful that you guys are tuning in tonight. And I just wanted to start off. I already had what I was going to say ready, but when I listened to the video, that video always breaks my heart, because it just makes me think about the repeated failure in this system. And I'll say it again, the repeated failure in this system that allow these road cops to go unchecked, literally. Like, it just me hearing Darrell saying, I don't feel safe right now, when he's pulled over literally by one of the first two cops that unalived my brother. But he's literally saying in a nice, respectful way, hey, I don't feel safe. Why are you pulling me over? Blah, blah, blah. Do you want me to step out the car? And still they proceeded to be, rude, and just start an attack on him. And it's horrible. And it makes me think about why this work is very important and why we do what we do. It's sad, but at the end of the day, it's something that we have to keep on doing, because it makes me think about the young man on Blair Road, Mr. Dwight, that we literally went out there, and he was literally going to a liquor store, a community liquor store, and literally because he changed his mind, literally, and being stalked by a road cop, that literally, and the fact that that road cop was a repeat violent offender, that's the problem. And in my brother's case, the same thing. It's sickening. So I just wanted to literally start off with that, and just for you guys to just always keep that stuff in mind, because at the end of the day, and I'll say it and I'm going to echo it, no one deserves to be brutally executed. No one. It's sad, it's disgusting, or brutally attacked, because we know that at the end of the day, all the victims do not, unfortunately, pass away. It's sad and it's sickness. So again, we all need to just keep. Tonight, I know that I have special announcements, but literally after we go through all that, we got to go to the sad list. So we have a lot of names on the sad list, and that's been the issue. That's been an ongoing issue, a serious problem that, like, literally every week there is all these names, and then it's getting worse. And then me living in Baltimore City, me living in Maryland, it's just, it's sad and disgusting that every week it's 2 or 3 homicides at the hands of law enforcement officers. It's disgusting. It really is. So I just wanted to say that, like, it's horrible and it needs to stop. So I just had to get that off of my chest before we literally go into tonight and talk about, our upcoming things that I wanted to share with you guys. Because I'm starting to get real sad, and again, when you deal with police heartbreaking. It's very devastating, and it's real. It's so real. Like you could be having the most beautiful day in the whole world, and then literally you think about your loved one. Then all of a sudden, now you're in a sad mood. Now your whole mood swing just completely changed. And it's real. So again, just praying for all the families out there, praying for all the victims. Just at this moment that we're in, praying for everyone. So I'll leave that right there because I can go on all night, but I won't. But nevertheless, I want to say tomorrow I am real excited about. Now, if you missed it, we were in the film fest. It was film festival. I'm sorry. It was 2 documentaries that I was honored to be a part of by different filmmakers. Like I'm talking about amazing people that put their blood, sweat, and tears into making these films, making these documentaries. One is a short documentary, and one is longer one. But nevertheless, they took the whole time to literally make sure that you guys get to see and know what is really happening. You know, and unfortunately, it's not just a Baltimore thing. Unfortunately, we know that it's literally something that's worldwide and it needs to stop. It literally does. Like it's heartbreaking. And so the one that we'll be showing tomorrow, and I'm going to pull out the flyer so I can give you guys all the information, because like my mind is on a roller coaster ride because I have so much that I'm doing. Me being a mother, me being a teacher, me being a freedom fighter, it's a lot. And then this is like, and then me just being a human, just living in a society where every time you turn on the TV, right? The television, there is a whole series of depression, sadness, and it's disgusting. And the crazy part, they don't show or highlight the good stuff because they want you to believe that the world, we know that a lot of things are happening, but they want you to be, there's nothing else happening in it. Like, we're at the end of hope, and we're not, guys. I promise you, we're not, because any situation or circumstance that you can actually, think about, deal with, and, go through it, I promise you, just like a rainstorm, when a rainstorm happens, it seems scary. If there's lightning, if there's thunder, whatever the case to be, hard rainstorm, everything but at the end of every rainstorm, the sun eventually comes out and it's beautiful again. So my whole point is, don't let the everyday things that are happening now in society take you away from all the good stuff that's happening. I'm here to tell you, it's a lot of good things happening. And I just want you to take every moment and enjoy life, because we can think of a billion things wrong, but let's focus on a billion things that is going right. It's a lot. Like, we all struggle with different things that we go through, but at the end of the day, we can just give thanks for just being able to wake up, being able to just do the things that we are doing. I know things can be, hard at times, but just try to enjoy every moment of life, because every day, like, this is a whole new day that we never seen before. And unfortunately, this is a day that we will never see again. Ever. It will be a part of our history, his or her story. So with that being said, I'm real excited tomorrow to let you guys know we're going to be at Morgan State University, and we're going to be showing, or well, we're not going to be showing it, but the filmmaker, the beautiful lady that did everything. Like, she put blood, sweat, and tears into this documentary and everything. And it's called Breaking Down the Blue Wall, right? And it's a film about police accountability, pretty much. And it was just talking about how we, and it wasn't just a West Coalition thing or GOP card thing. It was literally people, everybody putting blood, sweat, and tears, trying to like go down in Annapolis to change different laws. I don't want to ruin it for you, but tomorrow there will be 2 show times, right? Tomorrow there will be a show timing from 7 to 8 p.m. That's in the evening. That's going to be at the Murphy Fine Arts Center. And then there's also going to be 11 o'clock viewing of it as well. And that's going to be like you can park over there. And I put all the stuff. So if you're interested, it's on my page and it's on social media. We'll share it and we'll keep sharing it. But the other one is going to be shown from 11 a.m. to 12, right? So, and just to let you guys know, we will have merch there. Like we have these amazing T-shirts, right? That like I urge you to get some. And if you already got some, get some more. Because we have a lot of stuff that's I'm on it because like being as though like watching my big brother grow up, well, he watched me grow up, but growing up with my big brother. Growing up with my big brother and watching him have the love for art, right? It like literally started off by drawing cartoon characters and things like that and having an art club. And we always wanted my brother to be, you know, just like to have an art gallery and have his work put up, you know, in an art gallery. And now that we have an opportunity for my brother artwork to be an appeal, and that's what we're raising these funds for. So it's a lot going on. And right now, it's like, it's us. There's no justice, it's just us. It's like we're all trying to help support each other. And now, you know, like everything, like funding things have stopped, whereas you could do different things. And you already know we don't have like no grants and like we don't have like we're not an organization that is like a non-profit organization. Nothing. Everything that we do is from our pocketbook. You know, sometimes we apply for different grants and things like that, but all the stuff we do is like literally boots on the ground, and we need a little help. And while I'm pushing this and me pushing this, and then at the same time on another level pushing support for my daughter who's doing cheerleading. That's another thing I'll talk about, and I'll keep sharing that on my page as well. So if you can be a sponsor for my daughter, please do that. But that has nothing to do with the West Coalition. That is just my personal thing that I'm doing. Like I wear many hats, so that's my mother hat, that's my mommy hat. And speaking of which, I will be traveling out of town again this weekend. And unfortunately, none of this stuff is free. Like, and even with me doing her cheer stuff, and when they want to bid to Florida or whatever the case may be, but it doesn't pay for anything. So I'm raising funds up just to pay for her registration and for her to be able to do the summit thing. But literally the rest, the flights, the hotel, the this, the that, all that is just paid by yours. So, and everybody knows teachers do not make any money. But that's a whole nother thing, and I'll be sharing that as well. But again, I'm honored to say that my brother's artwork will be, and not just my brother's artwork, we'll be working with other impacted families and showing you stuff, and then also other people. And then tomorrow, literally, if you missed the documentary, and we're going to be having baked goods and we're going to be having merch. So I want you to buy this merch. Like my sister Dina, like kicked up and got the T-shirts all done, and they are ready, and they're collecting dust. Like we need to get these T-shirts, and we have them on deck. So we're going to be having some there tomorrow. And even if you can't make it tomorrow, because I know everybody's scheduled. If you can't make it to the 11 o'clock show or the 7 o'clock show, you can always go onto our website and buy these amazing T-shirts. Like they are gorgeous. Like please take advantage of this. Like, because we're going to definitely, now that the weather's changing, we're going to be boots on the ground. Like I love being outside, but I'm just thinking about more so safety-wise. There's a lot of foolishness happening. And before I risk anybody's safety, even though we're peaceful, but just because we're peaceful doesn't mean that, people are happy about what we're going. And trust me, police brutality, that's not a popular subject that's not a popular thing where you're going to get people that's going to really like support you. It's only like the people that are infected by or that know what we do. And there's a lot of people that don't know what we do. So I'm just asking everybody, like, if you can support, get a t-shirt, come out tomorrow. I was going to be able to bake, but a sister's time. Like I've been running since last week, literally leaving New Jersey, being a full-time teacher, literally being in my classroom, working all day, then having my own personal challenges and doing everything. I wanted to make my yummy, delicious, homemade Reese's cake, but that will be at the next one. So like I said, if you miss tomorrow, I want to, that's it. It's not going to stop because we're still trying to keep this train going. So we're going to have another event and it's going to actually, and I'm so really excited about this as well. This is going to actually be at the Peel, and it's going to be on April the 26th. That's going to be on a Sunday, guys. It's going to be April the 26th, right? And I'm real glad that I can actually make that because literally right after that, I'll be literally flying out to my daughter's cheer competition after that. But nevertheless, we're going to be there and we're going to show full. So if you don't get a chance to watch the documentary tomorrow, breaking down the blue wall, right? You will get another opportunity, not only just to see that one, but we're going to do a double. You're going to have a double treat. We're going to actually have that one going on the 26th at the Pale, guys. So like come through, show up. And that's going to be on a Sunday. And I believe the time is like from 1 to 4. So we're going to also be showing the other one as the beat goes on. The other one, that's going to be showing as well. And that's a longer one. So come on out. We're going to have baked goods on deck. We're going to have merch on deck. So please just come out and support. Like I said, we know everybody's time and everybody's everywhere, right? And we will be like, we got special guests and it's going to be a lot going on. So y'all, it's something y'all don't want to miss. And it's something that you definitely, I think you should support it because at the end of the day, it could be your loved one. And like I said, this is not a Tyrone West thing. You know, when we started off by showing that video that breaks my heart, you didn't even see my brother on the video. You saw the other victim leading up literally 24 hours. Had the Baltimore City Police Department corrected these repeat room caps and literally took them and placed them in desk duty. I'm sorry. Literally, the very next day, they wouldn't have been able to pull my brother over just because he was driving my Mercedes-Benz at the time. I had just purchased a green Mercedes-Benz, and I thought something that was going to keep my brother safe literally got him targeted by one of the gun trace task force officers, and that's Ruiz. And now we can't get any type of accountability from our local state attorney's office because why? Like Michelle Battle works there, and she's married to one of the officer Ruiz. She's married to him, and it's disgusting. And literally, they don't get corrected; they get promotions. You know. We go through the pain and the drama and the terrible loss that you can never dream of a worst nightmare, right? We have to live with this stuff every day. And meanwhile, they get to go home, be with their families and stuff like that. But again, on the bright side, they can never take away our loved ones' memories. And that's what we're working so hard with this thing about, like literally, and not just to highlight my brother's artwork, but literally artwork as well. So it's not going to just be, the Tyrone West art show type thing. No, it's not going to just be that. But it's just going to, and then it's more so too about love, you know, being in a safe space and just coming there and supporting each other, you know, eating a good snack, eating a good treat. And that's what tomorrow is going to be about. Literally the 2 shows. I'm already off of work and everything. So I'll be at both of the shows. I'll be at the 11 o'clock one tomorrow, and I will also be at the one tomorrow night. You know, this is how important it is to me. Then after that, I'll be ready to go out of town for my personal stuff with my child, you know. But nevertheless, I want to see Lottie Dottie and everybody. But again, if you can't come out, that's fine. Please support. You can go on that webpage. You can hit me up personally. You can hit the page up, get a t-shirt. You know what I mean? You can donate at any moment. Like, this is, like I said, to be able to uplift victims' families. You know, like, our loved ones are not there, but as long as we keep their memories alive, they will never truly be gone away from us. No one can take the memories from us. They might take them from our physical space and place where we can hug and grasp them, but they can never take the memories from us. They can never take the love from us. You know, so I just want everybody, like, take a moment to breathe, to appreciate life. I know it's a lot. And when I say it's a lot going on, everybody, that's the thing. It ain't just when you go through something, it stops there. Everybody literally is going through something, seems like at the same time type of thing. But again, love conquers all. And before my brother, even this happened, this unfortunate, horrible thing that happened, I always said, live to love, love to live. That was always my saying, because I meant that. Because this one thing, you're just living. But if you have that passion and you love makes you move different, right? Just like living is just one thing, but love, if you're living in love and loving to live, oh, you're going to move different. Everything about the way you move, it'll be different. Even when you go through challenging times, because that love is going to keep you grounded, right? So I just ask everybody, take a moment to love yourself, love other people. If somebody's not moving like you're moving and it's a conflict, you might want to remove yourself away from them or the situation instead of taking it to another level, a hostile level, whatever the case may be, because no matter how much or how long we live on this earth, it's never that long. Whereas though it's not long enough. I wish we could live for 1 billion years. Some people don't want to be there here that long. But nevertheless, we have to enjoy every moment, because every time we do something, that is a memory. Whether you want to make it a good one, a happy one, that is a memory. And I just want to keep on emphasizing that is a memory that you cannot get back. And I'm just thinking about, like, being raised, like, in my generation, I remember they used to always say, you know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That was the biggest lie, because guess what? Words hit harder than the fist. You might can get a whipping or whatever, and like hit, yeah, that might physically hurt you. But at the end of the day, words will crush you. Words could crush your character. That's why they say that tongue, that little tongue, can get you in a lot of trouble. That tongue can hurt other people. That tongue, my mother told me to tame the tongue. If you can't say something good, don't say anything, because it's not worth it. You don't know what someone's going through. And when you're just, you know, lashing off or just saying destructive things, you can hurt someone. You can, you know, you can really crush them. So I just ask you, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything. And I teach my students every day the golden rule: treat you want to be treated. So if you're doing stuff out here that you don't want to happen to you and your family, you shouldn't be doing it. If everybody had that mindset, this world would be a safe, happy place. It will be much happier, and it definitely will be safe. If we all just treated people the way we want to be treated. You know, if you want to be treated with integrity and respect and love, then treat somebody with integrity, respect, and love. That's all I'm asking. So again, not to talk your ear, but I just want to let you guys know, go and get your merch, guys. These are some wonderful t-shirts, and literally, I'm shocked. I think it's maybe like a good 7 to, I'm gonna say, no more than 10 people bought t-shirts. Like, we got a lot of t-shirts, y'all. Get a t-shirt. You know, the weather get ready to break. Y'all, we're going to be boots on the ground, so when you show up, you can show up with the West Wednesday shirt on. And I remember before we even started pushing the t-shirts, I had Lottie Dottie and everybody hitting me up. Oh, where you get the t-shirt from? I want a t-shirt. How can I get one? Now is your moment. Now is your moment to show and prove. Let's make these t-shirts run out to the point we have to buy some more. Let's come out and donate, you know, money towards buying like some baked goods. And even though we cannot eat, and I will say we are not eating our baked goods at the show, will be boxed ready for you guys to leave. But they're definitely a nice, if you come earlier, that could be like a nice lunch when you're on the way out to go for your lunch. You know, a nice little snack to go with your lunch or dessert. And then definitely, or you can hold it on if you're just coming out that one time. You can even hold that thing for dinner. I love dessert. Everybody know I'm greedy. Don't look at my little size. Don't let the little size fool you. But everybody know I throw down all day long. Like, eating good food is always a good thing. That puts you in a good safe space and everything. So just come out tomorrow, get your t-shirt. Not only will we have t-shirts, we have some amazing magnets that you can hang on your refrigerator with artwork, and they are amazing magnets. Like, get your magnets, just come out and just support, guys. We're not asking for $1 million. We just asking for some support. Everybody, and I know times is rough and hard, but whatever you could do is definitely, appreciated, and going to give you thanks in advance. Because you always show up. And I want to also give people that has been supporting my daughter's thing in appeal. Like, I have people that has been saying, hey, that bought a t-shirt, like my sister Angela, she done bought her t-shirt and she sent me, she's a sponsor, a donor for my daughter. And I'm like, Hillary, like, the list goes on. Like, so please, guys, just show up, show out. Like, that's what it's about. Like, that's that living the love, loving the live type of thing. When you show love, because when you do stuff like that, you get it back, and it's worth it. And I'm just excited, and I can't wait to see y'all tomorrow. So if you missed that documentary, Breaking Down the Blue Wall, you don't want to miss it. Like, the sister Alicia put hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. And we're going to have a Q&A at both of the shows, like, literally. So whatever questions y'all want to ask or whatever, be out there in the audience, be out there. Show up. The weather's breaking. We ain't got to worry about, even if it rain, it'll be a little bit cold. Now it's going to be, I'm like, yeah, of course tomorrow might be, it's going to be a little bit of snow foolishness. Now, all this week, people been busting out with shorts on. Now tomorrow's my day. Now here come the snow. Some foolishness, but it ain't gonna be that bad to us though. Like, we done been through the storm and all that stuff. So just show up, show out. And then, like I said, if you can't come in person, you can always jump on that webpage. You can always send money to the PayPal, the Cash App. It's always working 24 hours. You wake up, forgot about it, you can go back to sleep, dream about it, start all over, and just hit us up. Like, and it's going to a good spot. Like I said, we are not one that, like I said, get paid for none of the work and stuff that we do. Like, right now, my sister Rachel, she's not getting paid. She's like literally taking her time to put this together, like none of the stuff. Like, even with my brother Ben, who pretty much gave us the design for the t-shirt, he didn't get paid for that. All this stuff is literally coming from out of us, and that's us taking care of us. And that's the part that shows this racist society, that shows this system that we can survive without them. Instead of us going to spend our money elsewhere, let's spend it where we can teach our children something. Well, instead of us going to like the regular movie theater tomorrow, bring your family on out. It's a free show. We got the e-bike thing going on. Just get your free tickets, come show up. That's what it's about, showing up. These are memories, So I don't have nothing else to say. I wanted to see if anybody else on here wanted to say anything before we check any questions or comments, because again, I told you, we have a very sad, unfortunate, sadness tonight. And yeah, and I just wanted to give you the good stuff before we got it. You got to kind of blend that thing in. You can't just be all sadness. So I gave y'all some good stuff. So now, at the end of it, unfortunately, we got to tell you some sad stuff. And yeah. But nevertheless, I'm gonna do a mic check to see if anybody here in Q wants to add on to the conversation before I get my beautiful sister Talia to read the questions or comments if we have any.
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Awesome. I guess all hearts and minds are clear. So at that moment, Talia, you can check to see if we have any questions or comments. Mic check.
Mic check. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I apologize for any background noise. The rain's kind of going off, so. But nothing besides the usual mic checks that we have from me, Angela as well, and Ansel Jones.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. Well, mic check. Thank you guys for tuning in. So, with that being said, Harry, is there anything that you want to announce before we go to the list?
I want to support what you're saying and encourage folks to support all the fundraisers. This show this summer is going to be quite something, I think. Not only are folks in Baltimore going to have an opportunity to really learn about who Tyrone was and what a wonderful artist he was, but also learn about the creativity of other folks that we've lost to police violence, and to learn more about, during the exhibit, you'll be able to learn more about all the work done as we've pushed for accountability. So this exhibit is not just Tyrone, Tyrone's at the center of it, but it includes everybody else. And it's also going to be a really important show, I think, for Baltimore City, because it'll be a show where we all get to see this unique fight and the hard work that Tawanda in particular and the West Coalition has done for many, many years. So support us as much as you can.
Awesome. Well said, my queen. Thank you. So with that being said, the time now seems like it's 7:47 to be exact. I just want to read our statement, and then we can just unfortunately go to the saddest part. And guys, please, if you can, stay tuned. Like, it's very important, if you can and you do have the time, to stay tuned. I know it, but if it's traumatizing and it triggers you, I don't want you to stay on, because sometimes just hearing sadness could bring your mood swing down. So if that's you, I don't want you to feel traumatized or triggered or things like that. So this would be an awesome time for you to pop off, and we will definitely, hopefully, see you guys out tomorrow, and we'll definitely see you next West Wednesday. So, the mission statement, and I'm just going to say it because I'm not going to try to find that piece of paper. But nevertheless, it is the mission of the West Coalition to not only fight for accountability for my big brother Tyrone West, but literally for all of the victims of police brutality and community violence, right? We know that even though it's different as far as with when an officer does something, they hardly, if any, get any time, but if it's us, community violence, and if they solve the case, then you can see the person again, depending on who he or she is. But at the end of the day, we don't believe in violence. I'm going to say this again. We do not believe in violence at all. Remember I said I started off with the live to love, love to live? That's what we believe in. Even though we come from different backgrounds, beliefs, and all that. Me being a Christian woman, some of us that are in the West Coalition are not even Christian. Some of us are not even religious, right? Some of us are communists. Some of us are not. I am not a communist. I am a Christian. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what. We believe in that one purpose, one cause, and one fight. Because at the end of the day, we believe that no one deserves to be unalived. And the reason why I'm saying it, because I don't want nobody to hit the censor button and all this foolishness. Now you can't say about the pain, but all these horrible things keep happening. They don't downsize that, but then they want us to downsize and watch the way we talk. And if we're on different people media, we have to respect it because we don't have our own, even though, we're coming through under the West Coalition, but we don't own YouTube. We don't own Facebook. We don't own Instagram. We're only a part of it. So we have to use their tools, use the master tools, you know what I mean? So any old way, but again, when we get these lists, unfortunately, we don't know anything about nobody involved in the circumstances, and we get both of the lists, one from a national outlet and one from a local one, right? But again, we don't have no details on who name we're reading, who did what happened. But at the end of the day, we can still agree that nobody deserves to be brutally unalive or attacked or beat down or whatever the case may be. We don't believe in violence. We believe in, if you can sit down at the table and go through mediation, guess what? All parties can walk away, and whether you agree to disagree, but everybody will be, no one will believe in. So, unfortunately, we have both lists tonight. I'm not sure if we had a community violence list, but
we do.
We might have. Oh, we do. Okay. Thank you, Hillary. So we have both lists tonight. And even though that we know, like I said, police brutality is a little bit different from community, but it's still the same thing. It's like what I say, and it's not the West Coast Wanda Jones speaking. I call it the highway of hell. I don't care what street you go to get to 695. If you decide to take 695, you might take a different street, right? Or whatever the case may be, we still wind up on 695. 695 is the equivalent to me of the highway of hell. I don't care what lane you go down. If you want to ride down police brutality lane, community violence lane, homeless lane, whatever, the lack of poor schoolings, all this stuff, food desert lane, whatever lane you want to go through, all the ailments that affect us in society, they're all the same. It hurts people, and we wind up at this highway, how we wind up meeting each other, right? So at the end of the day, we can agree that nobody deserves to be hurt, no matter what. We're just reading these names coming from a place of care to simply say, this was somebody's family member. This was somebody that was, even though you don't know the person, you may have not loved them, but they come from a loving family. And me actually sitting in the courthouse, witnessing people that, the victim family and the person, the defense family, it's still families. They don't want to see their loved one go for committing a horrible crime. And then you have the victim's family that they done lost their loved one that they'll never see. So they're hurt. So both families are hurt. So at the end of the day, all this stuff can be avoided if we avoid it, right? And that's by peace and love and mediation. So with that being said, we're going to take 2 minutes just to literally just think of a positive vibes. You want to pray, say a prayer, guys, for these next 2 minutes. Whatever you want to do, positive, because we don't need any type of negativity. We see it every day happening because society won't show us the good stuff. They always show us the negative stuff. So we see a lot of it. Social media shows us nothing but depression all day long. So with that being said, take 2 minutes, guys. The time now, is 7:53. We're going to come back at 7:55, unfortunately, with both sad lists, starting off with the community violence list with my brother Brian, and then the police brutality list. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you guys so much. I'm going to hand it to you, my brother Brian. Mic check.
Mic check. Thank you, Twanda. So yeah, my My job is to read the list of people who've died by community violence in Baltimore in the most recent period, roughly a week. I always want to stress that these are people. They're whole people. They have families. They have coworkers. They are loved, and maybe some of them aren't terribly well loved, but nonetheless, they are all human beings who deserve to live the fullness of their lives. And so we read them and their names to uplift them, to stand in solidarity with their loved ones, and to dedicate ourselves to the work of stopping violence, especially police violence, but all violence in Baltimore. And so I would ask you just, we have 2 names this week, and so I would ask you just echo them back to me. They are Quentin McCullen, age 35.
Quentin McCullen.
Jathan Day, age 16.
Jathan Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Brown. So sad.
Yeah.
I'm handing it to you guys. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. For tonight, reading the names of lives stolen by the police across this country. We have a list that is really extensive, going back to the 26th of February. And the most recent name at this point that we have is on the 9th of March, just 2 days ago. It's a total of 29 victims. And so I'll be reading the first 15, and Hillary will continue with the second half of it. Starting off on the 26th of February in Walnut Creek, California, 46-year-old male, Joaquin Perea.
Joaquin Perea.
On the 27th, in Hartford, Connecticut, 55-year-old male, Stephen Jones.
Stephen
Jones.
Stephen Jones.
Again, on the 27th, in Galt, California, this victim is a male, but their name is unknown, or their age is unknown, and their name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe.
Again, on the 27th, in Phoenix, Arizona, 41-year-old male, Jesus Flores.
Jesus Flores.
Flores.
On the 28th of February, in San Luis Obispo, California, 69-year-old male, Willie Foster Jr.
Willie Foster Jr.
On the 1st of March, in Annandale, Virginia, 32-year-old male, Jared Yamato.
Jared Yamato.
Again, on the 1st, in Austin, Texas, 53-year-old male, Diaga Diagni.
Diaga Diagni.
Again, on the 1st, in Williston, North Dakota, 32-year-old male, Sean Payne.
Sean
Payne.
Payne.
Again, on the 1st, in Columbia, Maryland, 25-year-old male, Alexander Lamori.
Alexander
Lamori.
On the 2nd, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 40-year-old male, Deontay Lindsay.
Deontay
Lindsay.
Again, on the 2nd, in Cathedral City, California, 55-year-old male, whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Again, on the 2nd in Pasadena, California, 32-year-old male, Malcolm Buchanan.
Malcolm Buchanan.
On the 3rd of March in Algona, Washington, 43-year-old male, Abraham Lee.
Abraham Lee.
Again, on the 3rd in Saudi Daisy, Tennessee, 45-year-old male, Brandon Hall.
Brandon Hall.
Again, on the 3rd in Nampa, Idaho, a male whose age is unknown and whose name was Josiah Gilliam.
Josiah
Gilliam.
Now pass the list off to Hillary.
Okay, and we're going to start here still on the 3rd of this month. And remember, all of these people have families and communities that have lost them. So on the 3rd in Powder Springs, Georgia, 34-year-old male, Gustavo Guimares.
Gustavo Guimares.
Also on the 3rd in Wilmington, Delaware, 35-year-old male, Daniel Shacklet.
Daniel Shacklet.
On the 4th in Sierra Blanca, Texas, 33-year-old male, James McMillan.
James
McMillan.
On the 4th in Ashburn, Georgia, 25-year-old male, Lawrence Glee.
Lawrence Glee.
Lawrence Glee.
Also on the 4th in Golden Valley, Arizona, 45-year-old male whose name was withheld by the police.
Ashe.
On the 5th in Buffalo, New York, 58-year-old male, Charles Butler.
Charles Butler.
Also on the 5th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 39-year-old male, Davon McGauley.
Davon McGauley.
Davon McGauley.
On the 6th in Chatsworth, Georgia, 48-year-old male, Benjamin Thorne.
Benjamin
Thorne.
On the 7th in Gardena, California, 53-year-old female, Cynthia Ivy.
Ivy.
On the 8th in Denton, Texas, a male whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
All blacks
killer cops.
Ashe. On the 8th in Wilmington, North Carolina, a male whose age is unknown but whose name is Edilberto Sierra.
Edilberto Sierra.
On the 9th in Houston, Texas, 36-year-old male whose name was withheld by the police.
Ashe.
On the 9th in Newport Richey, Florida, 32-year-old male, Aaron Rodriguez.
Aaron
Rodriguez.
And the final name for tonight, on the 9th in Okeechobee, Florida, a male whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
Ashe.
And that concludes our horrible list for tonight.
Thank you so much, Hillary and Cy. And thank you so much, Brian Cy, to take you guys through that. I know it's hard to be the bearer of bad news, so sorry about putting y'all on a difficult task, but definitely grateful that you're able to share the importance, not so much to, frame the victim in like in an awful way to make people hurt more than what they're hurting, but to just say that these are human beings, these are our loved ones, and we care about them, and we're never going to stop fighting for them. And on that note, don't forget to, if you haven't already, get your t-shirts, your merch. Come out tomorrow. We will be out tomorrow, guys. 2 show times. See the documentary. Remember, live to love to live. I love you all. And we will see you tomorrow and see you next West Wednesday. And unfortunately, the way we brought you in with that awful video of truth, sad truth, but truth, we're going to have to, unfortunately, end the show with this awful video. So stay tuned for the next half, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the documentary. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life, and Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No,
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said, police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the gun trace task force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's attorney see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salam vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working and working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.